Hey guys, Kingpin here. Welcome to the next episode of TaleCraft. I've gotta say, as you saw in the intro, our economy is booming right now, and we're getting a lot of emeralds quickly. That said, we need a place to store them safely. So today we're gonna make a vault in a villager bank. Before we get started today, I'd just like to ask you to like and subscribe if you enjoy. But let's get to the build. It's gonna be a fun one today. I've never tried to build something like this before. I want the vault to be accessible from two places. For one, this tower in our town hall. We're going to dig straight down and continue the staircase that leads to the top, and we're going to go all the way down to the next place our vault's going to be accessible from. This is going to be the main entrance to the vault. I'm going to try to dig a giant tunnel through this cliff that'll intersect where the tower goes down. 3 pickaxes later and a whole lot of cobblestone and we're here. So if you take this all the way up, it'll eventually lead to our office in the very top of the tower in the town hall. So now we have an entrance point. I'm gonna make this entrance point only one way though. I don't want anybody to be able to get in here from our town hall, because the town hall top floor is only for me. Even villagers can't get up there. So on the off chance anybody decides to rob this bank, they won't be able to get to all of our riches up there. Only in the vault. I converted every single emerald I have into blocks right now. Eventually when we get thousands of emeralds, I'm gonna put them in chests, but for now I thought it would be cool to display them like this, so it looks like there's actually just a bunch of raw emerald in there. This is an emerald vault, so it makes sense to have them about. Oddly enough, even though this is random in its own is kind of a technique. You don't want things to look too uniform in a place like a vault where anything can happen. Alright, she's all locked up and safe. So what I'm thinking now is now that we have this entrance to the vault, we need to build a building around it. This is where the bank is going to come in. In this plot of green which I'm standing on, I'm going to have a bank, the back of which is going to be facing this cliff, and the front of which is going to be sort of in our village town square like we made last time. That way it'll be safe, and after they trade, they can stop here. Since we've started this series, I've gotten so much better at building in the 5x5 style. Realistically speaking, if you make any sort of frame and foundation in the 5x5 style, you can make it look good. It's almost impossible to mess up if you practice enough. Trust me, it's really easy. You guys should try it more. This is going to be where the vault connects to the bank. And even though this section's not going to have a roof that goes all the way to the second story, we're still going to have it covered, obviously. We're just going to use the same palette as we're using for the rest of the foundation though, so it doesn't stick out. That way the thieves won't know where the vault is. Don't forget the most important tip we've learned for building so far. Add depth, otherwise you're just making a giant canvas. You gotta have some 3D, and even some negative space if you can, although that's tougher. Not a fan of how the vault looks now that we have it all built up. I think I'm going to get rid of the glass and just add in some more stone bricks. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I'm thinking this will be better off. We need one more mossy. Let's just borrow it from here real quick. I don't think anybody will mind. So outside of Minecraft, I'll admit I'm pretty big into medieval history. I enjoy learning about it, that's a big inspiration for this world. But to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure how realistic a bank is in medieval times. I've never learned about that before. That being said, if one did exist, without having security cameras and insurance and all the modern wonders we have today, I'm sure they would need a lookout post so they can keep the money safe 24/7. Because whenever banks were invented, I'm sure bank robbers weren't far behind. Hopefully with this lookout post, whoever's on guard can protect themselves while protecting the whole village. The easiest way to make details in a build is to think about them logically, just like this lookout post. It just makes sense if you think about it. Looking at it from the ground floor, I'm thinking that trapdoors faced up is going to look a little bit better. I like the 3 colors of wood we're getting here with this. I might use that chiseled bookshelf trick with the slabs that we used in the library build, so I'm going to make slabs of the roof of this building as well. Because bankers might need books too to keep logs on all the citizens. One of the reasons that I decided to build the bank is that this village is pretty close to being done if you think about it. We don't have a whole lot more space on the lower floor. So the reason I decided to build the bank is because, remember, the entire point of this world, TaleCraft in general actually, is to build an expansive overworld with a great lore. And that's not being contained to this one village. So we're going to need to find other villages and trade with. So I decided a bank might be a good way to kind of cap off each area. Other places we build and other factions we make might not use emeralds as a currency. So with that being said, now that we have this bank here, our villagers' currency is always going to have value here. I thought of one thing from looking at the build from the outside that might make it a little bit better and make more sense. I decided to add a little overhang and a roof to the watchtower. There we go, about done. I'm sure this'll look much better from the ground floor. After this, I'm thinking we should add a few more little details to the outside, and then we'll probably be done with this build. It's not very big. This is probably going to end up being the most important part of the build, but we need to make the banker's kind of stand or desk. I don't know what you would call it, but this is kind of the last line of defense for the vault, so it has to look official. If possible, I want it to try and kind of look circular, but I don't know how we're going to pull that off. Let's see if we can't mess around with the roof a little bit. Bring this down, and then replace maybe that top trap door with a stair. That might be able to get a little bend in it. But after we figure this out, this bank should be about done. We'll detail the inside at a later point. I just want to get the main shape. Well, now all of our emeralds are 100% safe thanks to the new bank. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got a lot more ideas, and the channel's doing really well, so I don't see this series stopping anytime soon. No point. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I think that's going to do it for today, though. I'll see you real soon for the next episode of TaleCraft. Kingpin out.